Mm, Thank you very much. And my name is Arjun. I'm a second year PhD in QMUL and I'm doing research in sound event detection. For today, the title of my talk is Memory Controlled Sequential Self-Attention for Sound Recognition. So what is sound event detection? As you can see from the diagram, given an audio sequence composed of different sound events to the SCD model, the model has to predict the event labels with corresponding onset and offset positions. And in this example, there are three different sound events. So the SCD model has to predict jackhammer, gunshot, and siren with onset and offset positions. Now, what is a self-attention function? So recurrent neural networks are the standard functions used to model the recurrent relation between tokens within a sequence. However, RNNs have a few drawbacks. Most importantly, RNNs lack a mechanism to learn the recurrence relations between tokens in a sequence, and self-attention functions are introduced to solve this issue. Equation 1 corresponds to the basic structure of a self-attention function. Here, HT is the latent feature vector representation. HT hat is the attention weighted feature vector. Alpha i's over T are the attention weights computed for the current token T over rest of the tokens in the sequence. And capital T is the total number of tokens or frames in the input sequence. For example, here there is a sentence Arjun is wearing a red shirt and I'm trying to find the attention weighted vector for the word wearing. And it is expected that attention of shirt over wearing should get the highest attention weight here and then followed by attention alpha Arjun over wearing and so and so. And in this way, it is possible to get a better representation of the input sequence through self-attention mechanism. Now, what are the challenges when self-attention mechanism is applied to sound recognition? Please pay your attention to the top image in the diagram. Assume that I have an audio input sequence with the following sound events E1 to E5. The important question is, are there any meaningful relation between pair of sound events in this sequence? By which I mean that, is there a semantic relation between E3 and E1 or like E3 and E5? So when I am trying to get a attention feature representation for sound event E3, it is very hard to say that these recurrence relations are inherited in the sound sequence. But anyhow, I don't have actually the event-based representation, but I have small snippets of audio called frames. So I'm applying self-attention function over the frames. Now I'm trying to get a attention feature representation for the frame of E3, but here the self-attention function is computed over the entire frame and over the entire events. But here it is highly likely that the current frame of E3 is influenced by another frame of E1, let's say, but there won't be any semantic relation between the two events. But because of the similarity score, E3 is strongly, a frame of E3 is strongly interpreted as E1. So this causes poor recognition performance and generalizability of the SCD models. So we introduced a memory controlled self-attention function based on our intuitions. So we have put two major assumptions. Firstly, recurrence relations are not uncertain in sound event sequences, but there exists temporal relation between the frame features within sound events. And in order to model these frame level temporal relations, we implement a constrained self-attention function and we call this as memory controlled self-attention. So now to compute the self-attention function over a frame in E3, I will constrain the self-attention function only to L by 2 frames to the right and L by 2 frames to the left. So now the attention function is constrained over a attention with L. So equation 2 represents the memory controlled self-attention function. Now going to the experimental details, we use Urban SCD dataset, which is publicly available. and a convolutional recurrent neural network as our baseline deep neural model. And then we apply self-attention functions on top of the baseline CRNN models. And finally, we have a multi-head memory controlled self-attention model. And we evaluated the models based on F-score and error rate with event-based F-score as a primary metric. So more details to the SCD model. The input is a magnitude spectrogram, and we have a CRNN block which has 3 convolution layer and a single GRU layer, followed by the memory controlled self-attention layer. And then there is a final prediction layer. But here the challenge is how to optimally choose the best value for the attention width. So ideally, every sound event sequence should automatically select this attention width value based on the sound events present in the sequence. But for this work, what we have tried is we tried a variety of self-attention models with different attention width values based on the nature of sound events in our data set. So the attention width values are manually chosen, and it is not a trained value. And with this, we have trained a few attention models. And finally, we try to optimize this using a multi-head memory controlled self-attention model. And the block diagram is shown on the right side of the figure. Here, Q, K, and V are the query key and value representations which are used in standard attention function. So attention Q, KL, VL is the standard representation of the memory controlled attention function of equation 2. And using this, we computed memory controlled self-attention function in each head. So basically here we have P attention heads, and each of the attention head compute the memory controlled attention representation using different attention with values. And finally, a normalized weighted sum is computed to get the final representation. So these are the observation and the results. So we have a baseline model, which is the CRNN network. And then the self-attention model is the attention function applied to the CRNN block, but this is not a memory controlled attention. So the self-attention function model represents the attention function of equation 1. And then we have a set of self-attention models with attention values 2, 10, 50, and 100. And finally, we have a memory controlled self-attention multi-head model. And the research shows that the self-attention model with memory width of 50 frames is giving the best value. And we expected a similar improvement with the multi-head memory controlled attention model. But it wasn't really good in this work, which was only close to the baseline. And the bottom figure represents the same metric values for individual sound events. And so the conclusions of the talk, so memory controlled self-attention approach is an effective method for modeling sound event sequences. But in this work, multi-head memory controlled attention is not optimal. So one of the future goal is to design the optimal method to implement multi-head memory control attention. And also we have to verify the effectiveness of this constrained attention on other data set. And we could also use this for sequence generation purpose, like more defining the high level event-based encodings and also the pre-trained models. And then we also wish to extend the memory control attention problem to related tasks like sound, audio tagging, and acoustic scene classification. Yeah, that's the end of my talk. And thank you very much for your attention.